This is the book of Romans, chapter 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. I want to give all the praise and the glory and the honors to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Racha Kodash, which has given me the spirit and the strength to do this lesson. And also I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and that teach well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, while by rocking to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, which are scattered abroad and in every place, redeemed of the time and ready to be saved. Shalom. And read that again in the book of Romans, chapter 15 and 4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. Right. You know, and what were the things that were written aforetime? The scriptures. Right. You know, they were written before our time, you know, before we came on this planet. All right. And of this time, you know. So I want to go into that word learning, okay? Because people don't understand really why the Bible has been organized and established in the fashion the way that it is. All right, they think it's just a book, like just an ordinary book, you know, that you could just go and get, you know, read, you know, or take it for entertainment. But you see, the scriptures, the Bible, only exist so that the teachers, the apostles, the teachers, and the prophets can impart them unto those that can relate to it. All right. So let me go into this word learning, because like I said, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. That's right. So it meaning what? These scriptures is not for your entertainment. All right. It's for this right here.
Strong's G 1319. Didaskalia.
And look what it says down here. For doctrine. All right. Doctrine meaning what? The teaching. All right. So when you go into the word learning, it means it says teaching. All right. Instruction, teaching. That which is taught. Doctrine, teaching, precepts. All right. So when it says for the things that were written aforetime, were written for our learning, meaning this book, these scriptures are here to be so that they can be taught. All right. They're for us to teach. They're for the prophets to teach. All right. To teach who? Israelites, man. Look what it says here. A teacher in the NT, one who teaches concerning the things of the Most High and the duties of man. All right. One who is fitted to teach. You see. So this is for them. This is for the prophets. Okay? The apostles, prophets, and teachers. All right? It said the teachers of the Jewish religion are those who by their great power as teachers draw crowds around them. John the Baptist, Yahushua, by preeminence used of Yahushua by himself as one who showed men the way of salvation. Of the apostles, alright? Of those who in the religious assembly of the Christians undertook the work of teaching with the false teachers, false teachers among Christians. So these scriptures are for are here to be taught. Oh, look what it says. See, it tell you right here. See, when you go deeper into the root, when you go into the root of this word, it says to teach. All right. So once again, when it says the things that are written aforetime were written for our learning, right? Are written for us to teach. To go into, figure them out. Because the scripture says that Amos 3:7 that the Lord doeth nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Right? So it's for the prophets to go into the scriptures, and then once they figure them out, to impart them unto Israel, right? It says to hold discourse with others in order to instruct them, deliver didactic discourses, to be a teacher, right? To discharge the office of a teacher, conduct oneself as a teacher, to teach one, to impart instruction, instill doctrine into one. All right, the thing taught or enjoined. I don't gotta read no more. The point has been made. You see? So once again, when you go into this word, into the scripture, it's showing us that these scriptures have been established, all right, for us, the prophets, to go into and to teach them, all right, not for entertainment. It said for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. There you go. For the people to be taught these scriptures. All right. That's what it's all about. For our learning, for the people, Israelites, begin with the elect, to be taught these scriptures, man, by the prophets and the apostles. It said that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, all right, might have hope. There you go. So, because we have to learn these scriptures, man. All right, that's what leads to salvation. All right, like the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right. You see? And I didn't want to make this long at all. Let's get Malachi chapter 3. Because the Bible is not for everybody. It's really only for the elect. That's who the Bible is for. Begin with the 144,000, which are the prophets, and to the innumerable multitude, the believers, the friends of the prophets, right? That's who the Bible is for. It ain't for the 2/3 of our people, and it damn sure ain't for the other nations, man, the heathen. All right. Psalms the 51st chapter, the 50th chapter goes into that. All right, this is Malachi chapter. All right, this is Malachi chapter 3 and 16. It says, "Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, That's right. And the Lord hearkened and heard it. See, the Lord is listening to the epistles, right, that we are putting out there. That's why it's so important for us to, make sure that we are on point when we teach, because the Lord, it says right here that He's listening. All right, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance, what is that? The Bible. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord. Right? See? So the scriptures are not for everybody. They're for the elect. Read that again. It says, then they that fear the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. There you go. The elect. So these scriptures, this Bible, is only for the elect. It was written, and organized for the elect. All right? Not for everybody, not for all Israel, but for the elect of Israel. So yeah, Lord willing, that was edifying. Till next time I say shalom.